You know something? I really think he came in at the right time, considering what we're going to talk about today.
What?
I really think he stepped in at the right moment. He's punctual. At least in this moment he is. Anyway, how you doing today? So one reporting, this is Become the Source, iRadio, TAF edition, or The Association Files, The Forbidden Knowledge, Level 8 on Super Mario Brothers.
Oh my God.
I remember that level.
You remember that level, Luna?
Yeah.
It's hard to get to, and very few people survive it.
Well, ladies and gents, the Novi here with you. Today we're going to talk about my favorite subject, the association files. And of course, I will help those who help themselves. Not. I will. I'll do my best. I'll behave. As a member of the association files, or TAF as you may know it, there may be some information here that may shake you up a little bit, and that's okay. You need to be shaken up. You people have been asleep long enough. Too many times around the Milky Way galaxy will do it to you. And we're going to talk about some subjects. If you have any questions whatsoever, please visit us at becomethesource.com. Please subscribe to youtube.com/becomethesource. Everything is Become the Source because you got to wake up consciousness. Ha ha ha. And with us today also is our favorite friend.
Hi. Hey, you guys. How y'all doing tonight?
You
That's
know,
good.
she does it all the time. Hi, guys. Anyway, the world loves Luna. Luna, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. Just had an orange.
An orange? Like a color? Crayon? What?
No, just had like an orange.
Oh, wow. She does sign language too, an orange.
Just in case you guys need it.
No, that's good. I like the visual. It's really good.
Yeah. It's like gold to me. I love oranges.
So
good.
So you've been studying some information, and you're taking some courses, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ever since, your stuff that happened to you and how you got here.
Right.
So the question is, how are those courses going?
I feel like they're going pretty well. You just have to pay attention to every little detail that is being, I don't want to say thrown at you, but everything you're being handed, because it's all very important.
Now, one of the first things I learned through Offworld, Luna, because we're going to talk about TAF today, was that almost every word that Offworld entities say to you, or in that type of information that you're acquiring, almost every single word is meaningful, and it's usually
they all go in depth very well, more than they go into.
Exactly. So it's kind of like brush it over the top, but if you know what the words mean, it's like really deep, right?
Yeah.
So you can understand how this subject may be a little bit more deep. Elle, what do you think of TAF?
Well, TAF, I would say, is something, first of all, it's the restricted section of Become the Source. So that says a lot right there. I think only certain registered members can actually access. So by restricted,
you mean, you were just saying it, not everybody can get all of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why is that? What would you think? Because I get a lot of questions. Why can I get it? And then they start talking about the BOEK, the BOEK.
Book
which
of
is
Esoteric Knowledge?
Yeah, the Book of No, you can't have it. That's what we use to write stuff in. And no, you can't. No, but why not? I mean, I thought this is all the oneness. And I go, no, you people can't even get along. You're going to have this. No.
Well, on to that, there's a lot
why is it a secret?
There's a lot of topics that deal with, shall we say, testing of the belief systems of a lot of people. Many people will say, I'm open to anything, but then they get confronted with something and they're afraid. And TAF deals with a lot of those topics, what you call the taboo topics, the forbidden topics, the controversial topics, the topics that'll cause a lot of bad blood between families and friends. And, and it's, and if you say, oh, these are evil topics, like, no, there's your judgment again. That's part of the reason why most people can't have TAF information, at least not most of it. Judgment steps in. And
one of the other things, too, is that we really don't want to be, well, I'm sure I don't want to be concerned with people breaking up constantly because they get this information, they don't know how to handle it, they go crazy, whatever. No, the answer is no. You have to have a certain level, not of maturity, that's a lie, that's a fictitious, a figment of a fig Newton. That's all a lie. but you have to have a level of courage. What? No, not. Shut up. Not courage. There's people over there telling me courage, courage. I go, no, just I'm telling you what it is. You don't have to guess. So the idea is you have to have a certain level of commitment to self in your journey through life and that which you want to make known. So when you do that, then the knowledge makes sense to you. But until you don't make that commitment, it's probably more detrimental because it does break up families and things of that nature. The first thing people want to do is just argue about things.
You mean whether or not it's true or whether it exists?
True or not, whether I want to follow it, whether, Novi's full of it. I go, I really don't care. You're going to die. I'll see you on the other side and we're done. That's how I handle things. Done. You guys have been arguing for way far too long. Finished. So for me, I love you all regardless what you say. I'm done with that. And so a lot of folks can't do that. So when you get into the TAF situations, boom, it really hurts. Today's subject is no different.
Yes, today's subject. First of all, I noticed when we had the title of TAF, it was called Service to Self Entities. And then I realized that this is a term that is mostly just learned in very few esoteric circles and, of course, among Become the Source. But I noticed that a lot of people, when they hear the word STS entities or service to self entities, they really have no idea what it means. And I think that, first of all, I think if I were to translate STS entities to something that's more accepted, I think I would have to translate it to, and this is incorporating judgment, unfortunately, I would have to...
Well, you're allowed to for analysis and within the dualistic construct. That's the only way to work within the construct. So we're cool.
Okay.
But
so
I'm glad you said that so they don't think, she's being judgmental. Look at her. She's being I heard you.
I think I would have to translate STS entities as lower realm, negative fourth, anything classified as demons, witches.
There are no demons out there. Come on.
Anything, even Illuminati.
That's true.
Extra dimensional beings that try to do any power over manipulation or have interest-based motives for doing something.
Okay, question just popped up.
Mm-hmm.
Are STS entities bad? I think the word they are using is evil, like the fruits of the devil. Evil. Are they?
Most people will say yes because that's the association, but the truth of the matter is they're service to self entities. To say that they're evil implies, number one, judgment, and also implies that you're going to be a victim of them. And that's the one thing you want to not have.
Well, can I mention real quick so
sure.
we don't run out of time? It may be hard to understand, okay? But look at a football game. Oh, no, nobody can talk about football. He doesn't even know about it. Of course I don't. I don't watch those things. But there's one team left, one team right. One team will lose and one team will win. Sometimes a tie and then they go back to play again. Excuse me. Competition. What a concept. Anyway, so in that dualistic approach, you're going to have one side do one thing and one side do the other. Now, I'm sure that those folks can all go have a beer and pizza and wings and over at their favorite restaurant once the game is over. They can do that. It's not a problem, right? However, during the game, what are they doing? They're combatants, right?
Mm-hmm.
STS brothers, service to self brothers, are no more different than that football game. It's not that they're evil, it's that they have a function. And their function within Source is to serve self, which conflicts, kinda, to service to others. You see? But the weird part is that if an STS brother came to me and says, I am an STS brother and you must serve me, I would say, how can I be in your service, brother? And there's almost no conflict, right? So where's the dualistic conflict coming from? Well, it comes from when you have a third party. And I don't mean here party, okay? I mean a third person. So when you have a third person who says, I need help, I'm drowning in this construct, then what happens is the STS brother goes, you need to do this and do this and do this and then I'll help you.
Now that appears to be very helpful from a lot of people.
Of course, and they go for that because it deals with absolutes.
So
where our STO brothers,
service to other brothers,
right? Service to other brothers. they're like, well, what do you want to do? Sit down, talk to me. They're not choosing any side for you, but the other one will choose a side for you because he has an interest in mind. So the conflict really comes when you add a third party in there, not. And that doesn't mean my STO brothers are so willing to give their lives to STS brothers. Sometimes they go, no. Because I'm being in service to you by saying no. Because what you want to do is going to drive you crazy. And in the end, no, I will have no part of enabling your way of making known the unknown. So that's, I think, where the conflict comes from. Not that they're evil, that they're fruits of the devil. What do you think?
Okay, so basically...
Because I like what you said, too.
And what I'm hearing is these entities, you can tell these are service to self entities by the fact that they assist you, but they give definite answers. They give definite conclusions. They answer the human questions, they answer questions about judgment, like is something good, is something bad, when in reality they have a function, and their function is service to self. So in other words, if somebody's function is that way, it's like a spider. You can't say a spider is evil. Its function is to eat bugs. Its function is to build a web, maybe in your garden, maybe not. So if you can say that the spider is evil, that's inaccurate. The spider's function is to trap insects in areas where they are, and that may happen to be in your garden. And if the spider bites you, it's like its function is to bite and give venom to what it feels it's threatening it, or what it feels is its prey. Therefore, can't be evil because it bit you.
Now, you remember when I got bit by that spider?
Yes.
When we were meditating in the woods, and I'm like, you bit Source, and we were communicating through, I won't tell you how, because you probably go out and want to do it. No, you're not going to do it. So we're communicating, and then nature says, yeah, of course it bit Source, like it always does. I'm like, well, I don't want the Source to be bit. And so, I did the NRG 6, and the venom just kind of dissipated. So, and that happened. Luna, you've been studying the law of one, right?
Sure have.
Okay, so in the law of one, what can you tell me that may lean over service to others or service to self, and then the oneness that encompasses both? Whatever you can tell me.
What do you mean by service to others and yourself? Do you mean things that can help you out?
No, see, she's not there yet, is she? But tell me about the law of one from what you understand. And we'll fill you in on the rest.
Well, I believe that you have to first know yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In the law of one, once you get the law of one down, you can do the law of foreverness. But I'm not there yet, you guys.
How did the law of one make you feel? Because we were talking about that today.
I was reading about it today for a while, and there was a point that just really filled me up with love about the law of one. Because if you live within the law of one, then you live in love. So...
And is that like that chemical love that we?
No,
we
it's
did
not
in
the
other
chemical love at all.
courses?
It just is love. It's not. You're not trying to feed a kind of addiction. It's not something you're just fond of. It's just the way you live. It's just the way you are. So, therefore, yeah, it just is.
So
no chemicals.
So this was the first time since your endeavor that you were able to feel that law of one. I mean, because you were coming through.
Well,
since we can't say so much about you because they don't.
You're right. I understand, but
yeah, sorry about that.
I had been reading about it for a little bit now, and I grasped the concept. I understood what it meant and things about it, but
you mean logically or something, or
yeah, logically, oh, this and that equals this. And I understood it, but I don't know what it was about today that I was reading it carefully, and out of nowhere, it just hit me. And my face started leaking, a little tear of joy came to my face, and I was just like, it was awesome.
See that? Look at that face. Look at that smile. Look at that. I think that our brothers, when
it was great.
I think that our brothers, when they're doing the STS thing, are under a lot of hardship. They're missing that oneness because they're trying to make the individual, the singularity, the STS, service to self. And they believe that service to self is service to source, because service to source, service to self. Haha, don't get confused, people. But I do believe that, and speaking to you out there, that our brothers that deal with STS really are missing out on that oneness, on that feeling like Luna was just feeling. And they work towards things that enhances the I, the singularity. And they believe that by enhancing the singularity, not they believe, they're absolutely correct, that by enhancing the singularity, you enhance the source, which is true. It's just, it's not, STS is not in harmony with other things. It's in power with other things. Al?
Okay, I can.
Does that
no,
help?
that actually is very accurate right there. Because power over is another term usually associated with STS entities. Harmony is rarely associated with STS entities. But on the other hand, you have to look at that and say, if their focus is on the self, which is technically a sliver of source, it's almost like they've amplified that singularity to the point where they think they're separate, to the point where they think there is no connection to source. Some STS, I would say most STS entities, you tell them about source and they'll ask you, what in the world is that? You know, they'll ask you, what is source? Or that doesn't exist. I've never encountered source. What are you talking about? They'll argue with you, or they'll just say, I don't believe that, or that's not my experience, you know? So in a way, it almost fills me personally with compassion.
You know, that reminds me of something.
Mm-hmm.
I think service to self, and forgive me, my brothers, but you remind me of something. That reminds me of this.
Smart boy, got a mind like a steel trap, full of mice.
So I think that when you're dealing with service to self, it can be a very lonely road. And you know, you could even admire service to self. It's a harsh road. You got to go along. Now,
I think solitude is necessary, though.
but how does solitude have to do with service to self? Or what do you see in solitude that's important?
Well, I feel that when you're in solitude, you can reflect more, and you don't get distracted by all the other things that are going on around you. So you can get a sense of yourself a lot more, you know?
Unless the ego wraps its tentacles around you.
Well, you have to know the difference between your ego and your, you know.
But isn't knowing yourself also knowing that you have an ego?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's
right?
that's what I'm trying to get to. Like if you know yourself and you know your ego, then you can differentiate which is which comes with solitude. Like if you're just, you know, walking around everywhere with people, you know, just hanging out, you're not going to know when your ego is, you know, talking or if you are, you know? That's just me, though.
That's just you. You're awesome. Love it. Love it. Loving it. Okay, so, Elle, does that help with the service to self issue?
I would think so.
So you're not supposed to go out there and hate on service to self or despise them. They're your
Hate
brothers.
is a strong word.
And I think it's
I mean,
almost
it's used
like
constantly.
it's like the same insanity that happens when you hate your ego. You know, if you hate service to self, you're basically amplifying that separation even more and pushing them even further away.
And perhaps it also creates like an illusion, right, that you're getting somewhere, but you're really not. Right? Oh, I hate you. That means I'm doing better. No, you're not. Because imagine hate being like fire.
Then you're burning yourself.
See, that girl, I'm telling you, I don't know what they feed her back there, but damn, she's like...
Just fruit and nuts.
She's right on it.
She eats a lot of vegetables and healthy stuff.
Is that right?
Hint, hint.
It's true. It's delicious.
Is that right?
You're right.
So who's been eating the peanut butter? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's right.
Peanut butter's good for you. It's omega.
Hide behind your shame.
Omega.
Hide behind your shame.
I don't hide
Actually,
behind
peanut
shame.
butter is quite healthy.
It is. The omega. Omega? You know what I'm talking about?
As a matter of fact, one of our ascended brothers, Rumptha, he said that when you begin to change, you'll be craving peanut butter.
peanut butter and a few
Interesting.
other, and a few other things. Interesting. That's why
butter
you're
and,
eating my peanut butter.
red
Not
meat.
just that, but
You don't
and
get off
something
the
else. Carrots. For some reason, carrots, red meat, and peanut butter.
Oh, I know why.
Why?
I can't tell you.
No, you have to tell us now.
No, I can't.
You have to
No,
tell
not
us
today.
now.
Not on this show. Come on.
Don't be service
20
to
minutes
sell.
into the show, we got to hurry up and
You're
inform
being
the.
service to sell.
We're. You suck.
Okay, we'll get on to that
I'm being
later.
service
That's
to
a year
others.
ago.
I'm being service to others.
Okay,
I'm watching
that's
for their time so they can get
Okay,
enough knowledge.
So, first of all, I think we need to emphasize here that when I say I feel some compassion, and I feel like when you're hating them, and when you say don't be hating on them, I think people automatically think humans are the only service to self entities out there. That's not true. There are actually entities out there that are not human that are service to self. And like I said, they've been mistaken for the demons. They've been mistaken for the monsters, the
They've been
boogeymen,
mistaken. Clang, 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 clang.
the witches, the wizards, the Illuminati.
But you have to admit that when, Illuminati witches or these people that have such really strong views on certain things.
Okay, here's what I'm saying.
I mean, you still want to stick them.
They are okay. Well,
And
no, I
shake
don't.
'em.
This is true. However, they are service to self. Yes, that is correct. However, take the association of fear and hate and anger towards these service to self entities. I think first of all, most of all, to save your own sanity, just take the anger out, take the rage out, take the need for vengeance out, the need to hurt these STS entities, be they human or
Be they not.
other non-human.
Right.
What'd you say? I like that.
Be they not. Beware those who are not human, who are here and sit among you. How's that?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I know. I've been working on my sci-fi voice. I
And-
figure, while I'm here on this planet, I might as well have some fun.
it's coming along well.
You like it?
Yeah.
You should have heard when I called on the phone and I did that to this person. I think they ran out of the house. Oh, yeah.
Who called? Or
Me,
who'd
I
you call?
called.
Who'd you call?
Well, see, what happened was, right, like I got a call from this religious person, which is I thought was cool. I thought, hey, look, they really care about me, And they go, are you saved? Are you this? Are you that? So I'm like, what do you know? So I started talking like that. I go, yes, I am saved. Do you want to know how? And oh my God, demon! He ran out. So I thought, might get enlightened a little bit there. What do you think? A little enlightenment?
Oh yeah, that was enlightenment, all right.
Yeah, just having fun.
Do you know something? That
I mean, he called
phone
me,
call-
right? He called me. I just called him right back, and that's, hey, I'm just returning the favor,
So that's your way of handling.
What goes
those
around comes around, because Novi goes downtown.
entities. Now, that phone call was an interesting segue into the next TAF, and I just got word of it now. Our next TAF is going to be how in the world do you handle STS entities?
With a hammer and nail in a big club.
So they're
Music
going to
club.
be
Dun, dun,
mistaken.
dun, dun. No. Yeah, they're ting, 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 ting. Stay on the wall. Don't move.
I'm more peaceful. I would like to get a giant room of Velcro and wrap them in Velcro and just. From on the wall.
That just doesn't sound right. That's just.
Oh man,
that just
I would
doesn't
use
really sound
telekinesis and like put them in a big metal box. That's what I
See,
would
she's
do.
doing all the classes for telekinesis and stuff. We gotta watch it with her. she's the one that's gonna be able to do that among us. So let's wrap it up. What is STS? We got 5 minutes.
Basically, STS deals with it is a function. It's not a judgment. It has nothing to do with being evil. It has nothing to do with being bad. It has nothing to do with being wrong. It's actually a function of source where the entity believes that it needs to do all its actions, thoughts need to benefit the self. In other words, the individual self. It would appear to do actions that were benevolent, like it may appear to help somebody. It may appear to, the STS entity may appear to assist humans or assist others, but the focus is always on why it's doing it. Don't focus on what it's doing, focus on why it's doing it, and why it's doing it to serve the self, the individual. And most STS entities have the mindset that they are separate from themselves and from source. Most STS entities believe that there is no source, and if there is source, nobody can find it, and that's the way it is. So that would be a good definition of STS entities. And notice when we define it, we don't say any judgment at all. And that's going to be a great segue into how to handle these STS entities. A lot of people say, well, bash them in the head. It's like, you may have to end up bashing them in the head, yes, but why?
But why? Luna, what do you got to say, Luna, on your side? So far about STS and STS, service to self entities. Those who serve the mean. I don't mean the Novi.
Are you talking about like the demons and witches and such?
They've been classified as that, yes. As demons and witches can be classified as STS entities, but they can also be classified as STO entities as well.
Look, my next door neighbor is an STS entity. I mean, what are you talking about?
Do you mean by trying to keep them away from you?
No, I mean, just what do you think? Just
what do I think about them? I think they're misunderstood. Some of them are. Some of them might really just like to create mischief, but there might be some that are just lost. You know, looking for the light, can't see. I lost my glasses.
I like that. I'd like to say that you said something, Elle, that disturbed me deeply inside. Anyway, so I forgot what it was. There was something about
Source?
No. You said, oh yeah. The STS entities separate themselves from source. Not necessarily.
Do they do that willingly? If so,
say it again.
If they do, is it willingly?
Everything is pretty much willingly because Source is there. Obviously, Source is the fabric that designs these wonderful tools that we use to experiment with existence and limited life. But what I'm saying is that these STS entities, if they choose to remove themselves from Source, at the moment they choose, perhaps they're STS. And the moment they go deeper and forgot that they have chosen, I think they're in confusion at that point. I don't even think you can call them an STS entity because an STS entity by design believes it serves source, right? If I serve myself, then I serve source. And that would be correct because source is the material which you're made from and the air you breathe and everything. Everything is everything. Even your thoughts are made
By
of source.
everything, he means everything. Everything.
So, and you learned that in the Law of One, have you not?
I did.
So, with that in mind, if you choose to believe and create a veil that separates you from the source, then I don't think you're really in service to source at all. I think you're just confused by that point.
Yeah, and I don't consider that beneficial. So.
Right? No benefit in that?
No benefit. No. Why would that be beneficial? If you're away from source, then you are not one with source.
You know, I like the way she says that because she avoids judgment. No benefit. That's an assessment. Goes into a different category. Pretty good. You've been taught well. I'd like to take a whiff of those classes. So anything else? We got 2 minutes there, young lady. Anything else? Anybody?
Oh, the camera's on me now. Okay, it's on you too.
Oh, hi. Mom, hello. How are you in that planet?
For those of you who want to learn more about the definition of STS entities and more importantly, what it means for you in becoming your own source, tune into our TAF section on becomethesource.com and tune into the TAF YouTube videos. Subscribe. We do have a TAF playlist for you. It's growing. And
not if I can help it.
We just added one more to it, so it's growing. It's consistently growing, so I like that. But anyway, subscribe to our YouTube page of youtube.com, Become the Source, and also facebook.com/Become the Source. Feel free to leave us messages or ask us questions about these STS entities. And if you're curious on how to really deal with them in a harmonious way, we'd be able to assist you there too. Takes a lot of work, may be scary, but you can handle them.
And I'd like to say that please join us at Become the Source. Read the restricted files, and the articles that we put up there. And also, someone in our staff is supposed to write commentary on what we do here. So the things that you miss because we talk too much. And I don't want you to really believe that I really don't care about you. I really do, because inside every single human being is consciousness, and there's this empowerment that you can have if you only encompass that which you are and that which you really can be within the singularity.
He's right.
So what do you got to say about that?
About
Jojo, Just kidding. Go ahead, Luna.
Well, I have to say that, I mean, you're right. There's so much out there to be had, you know? And, I mean, you know...
You should know, right? You just went through some process.
Yeah, you know, you only use 10% of your brain at most, if anything, and it's filled with garbage. Don't mean to sound crude, but it's garbage. And if you can just learn how to fine-tune and balance things out, it will be most beneficial to you.
Luna,
in the long run.
I have one question to ask you due to your, what I can't talk about.
Sure.
So before and after, and we got to go. Oh my God, the music stopped.
Oh,
thank you. Thank you. So the before and after, before you were thinking you were human.
Right.
And then happened and then happened and then you're here. So between being there and coming here to Cyber Tokyo.
Right.
You didn't even say hi to the fellow people out there. Here, say hello.
yokuzo.
Oh, very good. Before we get our butts kicked. So go out there and they go, yeah, sa, sa, sa. They get you because
She represent.
Right, and I'm just a Novi, So the idea, Luna, the question, the final question I want people to contemplate.
Sure.
Because they need to know value, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you were out there, you were a certain type of person, and when you came in here, you gained some different wisdom, some different something. And I'm focusing on the difference between out there and in here.
Huge difference.
What?
It's like different planets.
Tell us a little bit about it. How do you feel being in Cyber Tokyo with BTS, being trained to be your potential?
I feel like I was a stray kitty and I found my way home. Now I just actually have to get home. So, I don't know, I feel very comfortable and I feel loved and I feel like I'm finally using my brain, if you can say it that way, for a change.
Oh, that sounds so good. Oh, she got some bells. That sounds so good.
That's why, if you guys want to, you guys can check out the classes because they really do serve a great purpose.
And the purpose is to become. But what, Novi? What? What
to
will I
learn to
become?
love one and be one with Source and live in love. Doesn't that sound so great? I think so.
Look at you. She's all happy about it. Elle, say your goodbyes, my friend.
Oh, I had so much fun tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching this show. This Become the Source. This was TAF. What are STS entities? And like I said, he came in at the right time again. He really
keep talking
did.
About STS.
He did, and he came in at the right time again. Thank you, everybody. Wonderful time.
Luna.
Thanks, you guys, for being here. Buenas noches. Ojalá la pasen muy bien.
And of course, Novi says, peace out. Love you very much. And the music's dead now. They're really going to kick us out. So see what you guys did. Took too much. Bye, guys. See ya.
Bye.